Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm MiniShow, the show of all shows, and welcome to Game 3 of an exciting Starcraft 2 matchup against the not the Zerg player, but the Terran player Polt and the Zerg player Stephano, one of the best Zerg players in the world today. And so basically this has been a very fun matchup. It's 1-1 tied, and it's a best of 5 series. So whoever gets to the first thing wins the whole tournament, I guess. And the two have very much good sportsmanship, and that's very important for any type of gaming or just anything. Everyone should always be respectful to their opponent, and even though if you do dominate the one other person or anything like that, you just have to be respectful in the fact that you won, and then just say good game or whatever, just out of courtesy. It's really nice to be that way. And so Stephano now is he's sending out his little probe. Or not probe, drone, and he's going to go scout out Polt's base, and this is going to be very exciting. He's already got the Overlord, just kind of looking to see what is going to go on. And this is very, my bad. I kind of paused the game for a second. I don't know why I did that. But let me look at production of what they're building. It looks like Polt's already building a barracks, and that's very important. Not Zerg, but Stephano's doing a very good job. And sorry, I might not be at all that good at these costs. I'm not German, but looks like Stephano's putting a little bit of pressure on his drone, almost killing him, but he replaced him with another one, and his drones are just pretty much just being hassled. And this is just quite annoying. And usually when this happens, you're just like, okay, come on, just get away. And it looks like Polt is building another barracks, so he's got 2 barracks coming out. He's probably going to put some pressure on early with a couple Marines, and we'll see what he is doing. And he's also building an orbital command. And it looks like Stephano's got a spawning pool coming up, so he's going to get his queens and zerglings ready to as well put some early attack on. And this SCV is just going to be going to scout, as usual. And here comes the first Marines. There's like 2 of them pretty much going to be on the way, and he's pretty much just going to scout and see what's going on. And so it looks like Stephano's already going for a second early expansion, and this is pretty fast to do it, and it's really good. And hopefully the Marines come in time to even like counter that, but it was pretty close. Polt almost got a barracks off to build, but I don't think it's going to work out to his advantage. And right now all these all these little drones are just going to I'm pretty much wiped out. If Polt does it right, he can actually take out most of them, and which he does, and that SCV is like pretty much dead, which is pretty funny. And the drones go back to working to harvest all his minerals. And here comes a few zerglings out the way, queens on the way as well. And it looks like Polt is going for it again, another bunker. And let's see if he has the opportunity to even do so. And it looks like a few more Marines come in. And this is just really exciting. The bunker, actually, the SCV has been killed. So Polt is waiting for another SCV to come over and actually finish the construction of the bunker, which would be devastating to Stephano, because then he would have some type of like breach tactic. And it looks like these Zerglings are probably going to take out all these Marines. I wouldn't doubt it if they do. This SCV goes down, and it looks like good positioning from Polt. He's taking out a lot of the things, but this Queen is just doing a really good job of just like containing these Marines from doing like the least amount of damage. And it's really important that at the same time both of them are actually taking care of their economies, because that's very important. And we'll look back here, and then while at the same time Polt is building a command center, and it looks like 2 more barracks are coming up, so it looks like it's going to be mainly a Marine matchup versus Zergling, which I'm probably guessing is going to happen. And it's really exciting. Nice little micro from Polt, just to keep away. And this tactic is actually quite good. He pulls up the barracks so the barracks won't die, and it's very important. And it looks like Stephano's bringing in just a little bit of heat. And it looks like these Marines are going to pretty much counter it just a little bit. And Polt barely puts up his supply depot, so the Zerglings cannot get inside. And that's really important that these guys don't get in, because these guys, the SCVs would just be done. And it looks like 2 refineries are finally being built, and finally Polt is getting gas, and 2 more barracks are being finally built. So it looks like the production of Marines is going to increase. And is this supply depot going to go down? Oh, and it is going to go down. And so this won't do too much damage. There's enough Marines to counter this attack. They just have to make sure that none of these SCVs die as a result of that. And hopefully, yep, Polt is also rebuilding that as well. And this is pretty important. Looks like Polt is moving in his other command center over there. And at the same time, Stephano is just pretty much just building up somewhat of a little army. And he is, well, just increasing workers, increasing just any minerals and gas and just everything. And his economy is going to be a little bit better than Polt's, in my opinion, since he's already had the second command, or not the second command, the second hatchery since the 3-minute mark. So Polt just a little bit behind, but not too much. And it looks like bunkers going to be placed there in order just to keep some type of pressure and just defense. And so this little thing right here, this actually allows line of sight to be a little bit good in this like area over here on the left. And so Polt will have position, as in he has the high ground for this, so he basically, you know, he can be attacked, but it's a lot harder for the people running up the ramp to actually attack someone. And it looks like these overlords are just basically just patrolling this way, so a medvac drop with Marines won't do anything to attack. And these Zerglings are going to just pretty much scope out and like scout what's happening. And he's probably going to go check to see if there's a third base over here, which he is likely going to do. And that is very important to know the person's position, because Stephano could take an attack over this way, which would be quite a good idea. And let's see what's happening over here. The Marines look like they're just making sure to see that none of Stephano's units are actually there. And it looks like Stephano's units are they're going to be, they're turned into banelings, which pretty much explode and like are suicide bombers. And this may not be good news for, oh my gosh, there's so many units coming in. Oh my gosh, these Marines are gone. There's no way they're going to, oh my gosh, they didn't even take out the one that was left. But these banelings, they're pretty much suicide bombers, and they're pretty scary, and I hate nice little surround by Stephano. And let's see what type of damage can be done. It looks like the Marines are pretty much grouped up perfectly together. And let's see what this little encounter is going to be. It looks like the Marines might pull this out just a little bit. And at the same time, these banelings are just waiting just to explode. And this could be a devastating events to happen. And it looks like they're all just forming together. And let's see what Stephano does to put a little bit somewhat pressure. And I think he's going to take out these two. These 2 Marines are just going to get smashed. And let's see, I would think just go through the line of defense if he can do something, quite possibly. And it looks like all the SCVs are being pulled. And it looks like that these Marines probably won't be touched until these banelings go off all onto these SCVs, which could be bad news for Polt's workers. And it looks like it takes out quite a bit of workers. And we'll check out the count right now. And it is about 15 workers. That's not bad, but Stephano just basically just having these little suicide bombers and just making sure to just dominate them. And look at them, they just explode with ease. And it's a good idea that Polt scattered a lot of them, because banelings, oh my gosh, at the same time, here comes the little Zerglings. They're going to come and attack. And nice little marauder coming in. Looks like the Zerglings aren't going to be doing that much to marauders. And it looks like the Marines and Marauder combo is going to be quite efficient here with the medvac. And so the 2 medvacs are going to come in, and they're probably going to do a counter push right now, which is probably a wise move after they all heal. And this is really cool and really exciting. I'm just so happy to even cast this game. And I don't think I've actually watched this one either. And this game is probably going to take out a long time. And right now Stephano's taking a 3rd base, which hopefully Polt does not think he's going to do. And probably he will go and scout that 3rd base at the 13-minute mark. And so right now Polt is just going to be going down to basically destroy all these creep tumors, which allow Zerg units to move faster. And I think that's correct. And right now Stephano's adding more attack and armor to his Zerglings, which is going to be a good idea. And I don't know if no, Polt's Marines have not been upgraded yet, so Stephano may have an edge at a certain point, and looks like that queen just went down with ease. And uh-oh, this is not good news. But thankfully, these banelings are here, so they basically just take out everything. And these marauders are just going to be picked up by the medvac, and looks like Polt's going to go back home and wait to do it again. And it looks like this hatchery is finally coming up. The queen is on the way, so the production can be a lot faster than it would be normally. And it's a good job, Polt, just keeping his forces in the middle. And right now he's got several more medevacs and some marauders and marines. And it looks like Polt is going to do an initial attack, and then his reinforcements will come at a certain time. And this looks like this could be a good game, quite possibly. And it looks like those 3 marines are just going to be taken out. And it's a good idea by Polt to just pull up a few forces that he has. And I'm sorry if I'm like touching my mic. I'm just having a really fun time. And 30 more Zerglings are going to be coming out fairly soon. And this is going to be quite scary. And it looks like Polt is doing a very good job in just containing these things. And the banelings are going to come in, try to suicide bomb as quickly as possible. These 2 marauders are just going to get dominated. And it looks like Stephano won that engagement. And it looks like these medevacs are just going to try and go back home. And at the same time, a little force of marines is trying to get made, and here comes the high ground again, and Stephano, without any effort, just takes over it. And these marines are just barely, it's a nice little move by Polt just to annoy Stephano. And these Zerglings just kind of just go back home. And this is really cool. And that marine, oh my gosh, sorry about my voice, that marine just was just given up for the good of the cause of the Terran army, and that's just quite sad. And for those of you that do not know or haven't played yet, there's also another race that you can play as. I don't know if it's called race. I'm sorry if my terminology is incorrect, but there's a Protoss, and so there's only 3 groups that you can play as. And eventually, I will be doing some Protoss gameplay from some professionals, and that's pretty much the team I actually play with. I play with Terran and Protoss. I haven't really been into Zerg. I really don't know how to play that well yet. And it looks like a little drop's going to come over here into Stephano's main base. And this might be a good actual thing. He's got 2 siege tanks just waiting for anyone to come and attack. And it looks like this hatchery, or Stephano built a second hatchery right next to his main. So he's pumping out units as fast as he can. At the same time, there's another set of banelings, and it looks like the banelings took out just a few forces, but it looks like Polt's just going to go push in just a little bit more. The queen's going to be dead, and there goes the Zerglings. A few more just hatched from that. It looks like they're just freaking out, and Polt's dropping in another drop with his medevacs, and it looks like he's going to try and take out this hatchery right here. And the Zerglings come out, and they're basically all just going to be taken out, while these tanks, it looks like Stephano's trying to take out all these tanks. They're basically somewhat doing well, and it looks like the Polt has to retreat with these forces if he wants to make sure that they don't die. And these medvacs are doing a great job, and it looks like Polt's just doing just great positioning with these siege tanks at the bottom, just waiting to unload on any of these forces that come down. And Stephano has to be really careful of not losing any of these forces right now, because that's really important. And this the 4th hatchery just got killed in the main. And these marines are just doing a really well job. And it looks like Polt is going to put in a few more to come in. And this is just almost like bad news for Stephano. If he wants to win this match, he's got to be able to push him away from his own base. And if he doesn't do that, he's pretty much screwed. And these tanks are just doing so much work. And they finally got taken out. But this one's still alive, and finally the 4th tank finally goes down. And we'll check out the unit count of how many people have died. Wow, Stephano's been pretty much outgunned on everything. These marines are just full of perfect damage, and they're busting out +1 in damage, which is quite well. It looks like that all these drones, or it's drones, are just dead at his main. There's still a few more minerals in each one, but it's not really going to matter that much, because basically this one's already done. And it looks like Stephano's building another hatchery that's finally going to come up, which is good news for him, because his economy has been suffering just slightly. And it looks like 2 more siege tanks are coming in. And another drop's probably going to be inevitable. And it looks like these Zerglings are going to pick off one of the Marines, maybe even 2. And maybe even all of them. Yep, I guess all of them were taken. And Polt's doing a great job at not letting any of Stephano's units even come close to his base. He's got 1 Zergling over here just waiting to see if there's another orbital command going to come on its way. And the 3rd one just got put up. It looks like a lot of SCVs are coming over to mine these minerals, and basically Polt's just keeping the pressure just constantly on. Polt's got an armor level 1 coming up, so that's very important for his forces to stay alive longer. And it looks like basically it's just a siege just waiting to attack Stephano's units. And here comes a couple more of these Marines. They're basically going to do nothing. But this forces of Zerglings and Banelings are going to do a ton of damage. But Stephano's units are not Stephano's units, but Polt's units are going to be basically unstoppable, in my opinion. For some reason, it's just, I think Stephano just needs some higher level units. I know it's good enough, but it looks like Stephano's going to come into his 3rd. Oh my gosh, I'm just laughing for some reason. All these SCVs are just going to be taken out. And this is just not a good idea for Polt. This was terrible that he lost all those workers. He's going to have to end up creating more workers. And at the same time, Polt is going to put on the pressure at Stephano's main. But basically, it's all mined out. So really, this lair is like the only thing that's important. And I guess the lair is going to pull out more units of different type. And Polt may live again. And here comes another. Oh my gosh, here comes another little sneaky play by Stephano. Very good play, just to take out pretty much all the SCVs that were located there. The mules, 3 mules come down. It's going to be nothing. And here comes a giant. I wouldn't be surprised if all 3 of these tanks, 4 tanks, got taken out. And it looks like that was a very good job by Stephano, just to take out any of those forces. And a nice little retreat by Stephano. He lost a lot of units, but that's totally worth it. This tank's going to go down quite easily. And let's see what the Zerglings are. They are 2-2 now. So Polt needs to kind of be worried about that, in my opinion. Because if Stephano can build his units to be more powerful than Polt's, like if he makes them 3-3 to like Polt's 1-1, which now he's researching both, so it's going to be 2-2. So Stephano has to be worried about Polt upgrading his army, because once his upgraded army attacks, it's basically going to do tons of damage, and that's just not going to be good for the Zerg player. And it would be a good idea if somehow Stephano comes with like Mutalisk or something like that, something that of air type would be able to counter some of it. I know it's not cost effective or anything, but it might be worth it for Stephano just to take that little risk to be able to push out, because Polt's just going to be basically just keeping the pressure on the whole time. And in my opinion, if I had to stop the game right now, I would think Polt is going to win this match, just because just the pressure being put on is just so exponentially larger than Stephano. Stephano has a lot of unit count, but a lot of his units just die very quickly, and that's like the point, I guess, of Zerg, is they're bugs. They basically like attack in large groups, and like, yes, they will all die eventually. And looks like Polt's just going to put on another pressure. He's got a nice siege tank positioning. It looks like Polt's 3rd base is going to be attacked again, and Polt was expecting it, so he's not really too worried about it. And these Marines are pretty much just going to clean it up. And at the same time, again, Polt is just taking... Oh my gosh, there's another person coming online. But looks like this hatchery may go down, and it's perfect positioning by Polt. He's got the Marines on the high ground. Well, he should have kept those ones, but this looks like good news for Polt. He's pushing, and well, basically all the minerals were done for that one. And so Polt's going to move on to the 3rd base, the 3rd hatchery at least. And Stephano's building another one as well, just to keep the mining at a certain level. And this doesn't look like good news for Stephano. It looks like all of his units in production are just going to be taken out. And I wouldn't be surprised if a good game is going to be called very soon, because right now these Marines are doing tons of damage. And even though they just pretty much died right there, they didn't die in vain. And that's the most important thing to know, is that the Zerglings, they tried their best. They're just not going to survive. And this will probably be the final push from Polt, in my opinion. It'll be the final one. The lair's just going to be taken out right here. And I wouldn't be surprised. But this was a very entertaining match, and it looks like Stephano loses this match, and Polt is now up 2-1. And thank you for watching. My name is MiniShow, and have a good day.